Thank you for joining us today for this edition of Asheville Details. We're pleased to have Solid Waste Manager Wendy Simmons with us. Wendy works in the city's sanitation division down the hill in the Public Works building. Wendy, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So we've had some changes recently in our brush collection schedule, and I know beginning on July 1st the city started a new schedule. Can you talk to us a little bit about how that change will conserve costs and maybe affect city resources more efficiently?
Absolutely. So at the 1st of July we moved from collecting brush twice a month to once a month. So with that, we're no longer traveling all the city streets twice a month for our brush collection. So that significantly saves on fuel and maintenance costs for our equipment. So that's a significant cost savings for the city. So we're just picking up the brush once a month now.
So since we're moving to this once per month schedule, I expect it will be pretty important for residents to have a clear understanding of exactly what it is they can place out and where they should place it.
Absolutely. One of the key factors to making sure that the brush is picked up is to place it out at the right time. And we ask that residents to put it out by 7 a.m. on their collection week and to place it in a location that's easy for our collection crews to collect. So we want to make sure that it's not under a hanging tree limb, it's not under a low-hanging power line, that it's of course not blocking the roadway or a sidewalk or covering a water meter. So those are locations we want to avoid, but we want to make sure that it's easily accessible to those crews and we're not going to damage anyone's property through our collection of it.
Of course. Can we talk a little bit more about why it's important that the brush isn't in the street? Could that potentially affect our stormwater drain system?
Absolutely. So there's a safety hazard for motorists, but there's also an impact to the stormwater system, and that brush and leaves can drain directly into the stormwater system, so that's something we definitely want to avoid.
Sure, and I guess it could possibly clog that system and maybe cause
further safety issue,
area.
Yes.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense. Where does the brush go after it's collected?
Well, the crews directly haul the brush to a disposal facility that's permitted by the state's Division of Waste Management.
Great. So it sounds like that facility could maybe factor in what exactly it is we can collect?
Absolutely. That facility is regulated directly on what they can and cannot accept. So that directly impacts what we collect and what we don't collect. So we are collecting the materials that they are permitted to receive. We're collecting brush, the brown waste that's coming from your yard, the tree limbs. We're collecting leaves that are coming from your property. We're not collecting the green waste like grass clippings and garden waste and vines and that type of material.
Okay, so what other options do people have for getting rid of that green material that we're not able to take to the facility?
Well, the best way and most sustainable way to manage that material is to manage it on site at the homeowner's residence, and we strongly encourage residents to compost. And that's a highly effective way of managing that material. They can also use a mulching mower for when they're mowing the grass so that they're not even collecting those grass clippings for disposal. There's also private facilities within the city that will take that material as well.
Okay. The brush that we were talking about that we can collect, the brown material, that's limited to waste that's produced by residents. Is that right?
That's correct. Our operations are really set up to collect the yard waste, the brush that's being generated by residents on a small scale, that they're doing the traditional landscaping maintenance of their yard. That's what we're set up to collect. We're not set up to collect someone that's clearing a vacant lot or cutting down 6 trees to re-landscape their property. Our operations aren't set up for that high level of brush removal.
Okay, that makes sense. So if a commercial outfit has come in and they've taken out trees or they've done significant landscaping, that's not something that we're able to collect through our system.
That's correct. If a contractor's been hired or someone has been paid to do the brush cutting or the landscaping work, that material needs to be hauled off by that contractor or that person that's been hired to do that work.
Great, great. Can we talk a little more about how the placement of the brush piles affects the crew's ability to get them? We talked a little bit about not wanting to put brush piles under telephone wires, for example. Can we talk about maybe the equipment that the crews use and what limitations they have with that?
We have two different types of trucks that we use to collect brush. We have a rear packer that has 2 employees working on the back of the truck that are stepping off and collecting the smaller piles of brush, maybe the brush or leaves that are in bags and small containers. Those crews are going through and collecting that material. If they're larger limbs that are out there, we have another truck that's called a knuckle boom truck, and it has a grapple that reaches out from the truck to collect that material. And if there's a low-hanging power line or there's a tree there, they're not able to safely collect that material.
Sure, and safety is, I know, certainly important. What would you want people to know about the crews that are out there collecting brush? They've got a pretty tough job, and they're out there doing it day in and day out.
Day in and day out is correct, no matter what the weather is. If it's 90 degrees or it's raining or it's snow or there's ice that's fallen, they're out there collecting that material, and they're dedicated to doing a good job. And so we ask residents to help work with us, and we'll do the best job we can of getting the brush collected out there for them.
Great. If folks have questions about service or what they can put out for collection or what we're unable to collect, who should they contact?
Our website's a great place to go to find information, but they can also contact the Sanitation Division directly and get further information on how to manage their brush or any other solid waste service.
Great. And what would is there a general number they can call?
We route most calls through the Customer Service Center at 251-1122.
Okay. So Wendy, I know now we're down to the big question. People want to know exactly when their brush will be collected. Can you help walk us through how we came up with that schedule and our efforts to make it easy for people to understand which day is or which week is their week?
Absolutely. The brush collection schedule is based on the trash collection day. So for the first week of each month, it will be the Monday Trash Customers Collection Week. So residents for the Monday trash area will need to have their brush out by 7 a.m. on the first Monday of each month. Then for Tuesday Trash Customers, they'll need to have it out by 7 a.m. on the second Monday of each month. And for Wednesday Trash Customers, they'll need to have it out by 7 a.m. on the third Monday of each month. And Thursday, it'll be the fourth Monday of each month. So hopefully that's an easy way. It'll be the same week each month for residents to know what their brush collection week is. We've also sent out calendars, so everyone should have received a revised printed calendar for their collection week, and the calendar is also available on our website.
Great, great. So we can just count 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're the first day, you're the first week. Second day of the week, you're going to be the second week of the month.
Absolutely.
That'll hopefully be easy for folks to remember. That's great information, Wendy. Thank you so much for taking time today to come visit with us and share this important information with the residents of Asheville.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us for this edition of Asheville Details. Please check back often.
Brush collection will continue to occur on a scheduled week and not a specific day. Residents should make sure brush is out for collection by 7 a.m. on Monday morning of their collection week.
We work Monday through Thursday, and if you'll have your brush out on your week at 7 o'clock on Monday morning, it will be collected sometime between 7 o'clock Monday morning and 5 o'clock Thursday afternoon.
This is a perfect example of a pile of brush that's ready for collection. As you can see, the smaller pile is contained and it's in one bunch. And with the bag, if you have any loose leaves or pine needles or anything like that, then it needs to be placed in a bag. And if you also notice, it's curbside, so we can collect it safely.